Welcome back to another episode of So We Watched. Today, we're going to be reviewing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Quick heads up, we are going to be talking about spoilers, so there's your warning. Disclaimer, we're going to skip the overview section since we covered that in our review for Joss Whedon's version of this film. Link in the description. Cool. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, Eli, you want to start us off with the good?
Well, a lot has changed since the last time we saw this movie with the Josh Whedon's cut.
Yep.
You know that version really didn't give us any clarification on who Cyborg was or Flash was, or a lot of other characters for that matter in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
In this version, it really helped us when they gave more detail as to, their backgrounds as well as identities of who they were going to be into the introduction of the DCU.
Yeah.
I felt like that really incorporated a lot into the story, being more fluid and helping us connect everything along the way.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
I also mentioned too in the last video that Superman's fight wasn't nearly as convincing as it should have been. In this one, it was way better. It had more tactical things that Batman didn't just seem like a ragdoll to Superman.
They took out the part completely where they throw him against the car, dude. I was so happy. Instead, it pushes him toward the car and he starts blocking it with his gauntlet. That was badass, dude.
It was really cool. It actually made him seem like something Batman would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
Also, Batman didn't get his ass kicked at all in this one. They took all of that out. As a matter of fact, he was a badass at the end.
Yeah, dude.
Little shotgun going around everywhere, just shooting everyone.
Dude, I know.
It was a really good movie. I think they did a really well job of literally at least fixing everything. It felt like Zack Snyder called me up in the middle of the night and he asked me for advice.
It's like he called you in the middle of the night and you didn't say anything and you just heard breathing. But what he was doing was reading your mind like a fucking Dr. Seuss book, like the foot book.
And to be honest, the best part of it, I don't know, for me at least, I like that it showed a lot more mature images. And by that, I mean, of course, the gruesome details of, someone being beheaded or being cut in half.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, besides all that, I honestly really enjoyed the new rendition of it. There's multiple things I could also say, but for those who are definitely my main points of what the good of this movie had.
Okay.
Automatically, right off the bat, I gotta say that some of the action scenes is actually pretty interesting. Maybe it's just because watching Joss Whedon's version, I was just like, God, this movie's absolute dog shit. So it's really hard to pay attention to the action scenes. But one of my favorite action scenes that I believe they added, I don't remember anything like this in the Joss Whedon version, but I like the flashback of the initial battle with Darkseid, where you got, I believe it's Zeus and Hercules and everything like that. Like they're fighting him, and it's like, oh, this is actually a really cool little introduction. Like, here's our big battle scene. Like, this is actually pretty interesting.
So that was in the original movie, but it was Steppenwolf instead. Yeah, but it was lame.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything like that, dude. Like a lot of it was cut out. Like Green Lantern didn't get his hand chopped off.
I do want to know, why did the ring from the Green Lantern, when his hand gets cut off, why did the ring fly out the Darkseid like the
Doesn't it look, I think Eli would know this, doesn't it look for a new master? Like,
yeah, it looks for a new master, but they have to have a heart of will, bro. That's the whole point of it.
Or a strong will.
Strong will. So maybe that's why I went straight to Dark.
Yeah. What else, Ryan?
The CGI was a big improvement. I'm still not a big fan of CGI. I thought Steppenwolf's redesign was really good, despite the fact that he looks like the Destroyer from the first Thor movie, the one that attacks them in New Mexico. Like his armor's almost pretty close.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like, dude, his face looks like a pug or something.
Yeah.
Like his eyes are like two. Yeah, exactly. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, but that'd probably be it for me, man. It really was a huge improvement from Joss Whedon's version. A lot, again, some of the stuff was the same, but overall it was way better.
Cool. All right. So my impressions from this movie it was really good. Did it go to where I wanted it to? Probably not, because I had expectations for them to go more into the nightmare scene. I thought they were going to go all in, dude. I thought they were going to show Darkseid and they were going to go back in time. That's not what happened. It is the same story, but it just added so much to it. But that isn't a bad thing, because it turns out that story was good. You just needed to have the things that you guys have already talked about. You needed to have the character development.
Yeah.
You needed to have like the good CGI and
absolutely.
Things. So It was really good. I mean, I'll just name off a couple of things I really liked. Right off the bat, dude, the action. We've all mentioned the action. Batman using the gloves and them having an explanation. Batman was just cool. Each character had a time to shine. They each played a crucial role. You know, Batman, he got everyone together. Cyborg, he was able to manipulate the mother box. Flash, he's the one who literally saved the Earth in the end by going, back in time. Wonder Woman, she served the role of exposition. Honestly, Wonder Woman probably had the least to do in this movie, but everyone else
still,
was
like, Gal Gadot.
Right. I don't know. A lot of the jokes work now. A lot of the characters work, like Cyborg's backstory, the Flash's backstory. Everything just improved so well, and yeah, I was really blown away with what we saw. And of course, I'm going to mention the color grading and the cinematography. It was more on par with what I expect out of Zack Snyder. It's a little over the top, but it's better than soap opera. Super zoomed in, super colorized, super family friendly. I prefer Zack Snyder being exaggerating and doing a lot of slow mo and doing a lot of pan shots.
Oh yeah.
David, I was gonna say in your last review of this movie, you said that it ended in the pink hue, and they completely got rid of that. Absolutely.
And what's funny is that it seems like they paid attention to us, but this movie was already filmed. So this was the original vision. So literally all the things we hated was what Joss Whedon did to it. Literally everything that we hated, it was because of him.
All right, so now that we talked about the good, let's go ahead and start talking about what we didn't like about the movie. Right?
From the beginning, the biggest thing that pissed me off about this movie is, holy shit, is there a lot of slow motion. Like the bank scene when Wonder Woman grabs the briefcase with the bomb in it and she jumps through the ceiling and she throws the bomb. That scene that should have been a real quick, like, oh, she throws it and blows up. That was like a 20-second scene. It's no wonder this movie's fucking 4 hours. This is absolute slow-mo and everything. Another thing, there is some of the lamest dialogue in this thing. For example, when I guess it's Wonder Woman's mom is the main chick and the Amazonians or Themyscira, and Steppenwolf is like, oh, all I'm going to take is your fear. And she says, show him your fear. Sorry, it's very 300 related with the slow-mo and what she says and everything. Another thing, I still cannot stand the Flash. I can't stand the actor. I can't stand the way he plays him. I still think Cyborg, his CGI is still pretty bad, and I don't necessarily think that's anything that could, like, I think that's just for the times right now. We don't really have the technology to make it look, because the only thing we see is half of his face.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It looks bizarre. I will say, as far as the music's concerned, I don't know if it's because Henry Cavill's in here and they were pissed off that he took the role of Geralt in The Witcher. But dude, some of the music is literally just vocalizing, like, it's almost like Witcher style music. Like anytime Wonder Woman shows up, you get that whatever type of thing.
I have expected some guy in a in a forest vine and a thong to like run in and hit someone. Saying dude, that is the one thing I have to forgive about the movie, because it's obnoxious, dude. It doesn't fit. Like, I think they're trying to make Wonder Woman seem better than what she is, because like I said, dude, she doesn't have a big role in this movie.
Another thing, Amber Heard was in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of mine too.
Yeah,
it's still gonna always be one of mine.
That's always gonna be on mine.
Dude, I have to disagree, man. When she started taking the water and the blood out of that guy, I have to say, dude, I like her character now.
And then lastly, I will say the Joker's laugh. Okay, I did like part of Jared Leto's Joker, but that laugh, that like that laugh he does, God, bro,
like a baby.
Terrible. Yeah, exactly. And he had time. He had time to change it after Suicide Squad. And that's what he came up with? That's me rounding it up. That's it.
I'll go ahead and take the next one. First of all, I guess I should just counter what you were saying about the 300 reference. I thought that was, I have to disagree, dude. I thought that was badass. I really like that she said, Amazon, show them your fear. And they said, we have no fear. I thought that was cool, man. I like that entire scene with the Amazonians attacking him and they're all grabbing his spiky armor and trying to hold his arms back from grabbing the box. I thought that was sick, man. I loved it. I will say I agree with you, man. Some of the CGI did look wonky. Like that same thing with the Amazonians. The temple looked like crap. The rocks that were
Yeah.
coming down from the temple looked like crap. Like a dude, Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
It was very obvious, like something thrown. It felt like something that was thrown, and I appreciated it. Some scenes are way too long for no reason.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, but the ones that there are, you could tell it's almost like Zack, like he had planned to cut them, but HBO told him to make it as long as possible so they could turn it into episodes.
Yeah.
But most of the scenes do pace really well. 4 hours is not easy to get behind. I wish it was shorter so that I
Yeah.
could watch it more. But 4 hours, dude, that's an investment. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
dude.
On my part, I will have to agree with you, Fabian, is that the movie was exhausting to watch at 4 hours. It honestly, I kept on pressing pause to see where I was in the movie, and it always said an hour and a half.
no matter what.
No matter what, I was like,
Whoa.
what? How? Like, even though it was jam packed, like I wanted to keep watching, it was very exhausting to watch in one turn. Like you guys
Yeah.
mentioned Lord of the Rings, how it's really hard to watch that too.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's really hard to watch.
Yes, it
I
is.
will also mention what you mentioned too, Ryan, which was Amber Heard.
Oh man, dude, just
Just
immediately.
yeah, just immediately drag this down for to a certain degree where it can't go back up. I will admit that that part that Fabian mentioned as well was pretty cool. She demonstrated a little bit of her like I guess it's called marine magic or something like that.
I don't
She
know.
can control the waters better than anyone else can in Lancers. But yeah, I mean, besides what you guys already said, like CGI was bad and all that, I can't really think of anything else that was bad on that. Pretty much what I have to say about the bad.
So, taking everything into consideration, we talked about the good and the bad, and my initial impression of this movie. Again, I was still excited going into this. There were still a lot of things I liked. There was a major improvements in so many different parts of the movie. I gave the initial one, I believe, a 3.
Hmm.
Thanks to Amber Heard, this movie is going to get a 7 out of 10 for
Damn.
me.
It's pretty good. Eli?
Well, honestly, my last grade, I graded it a 5 because I really thought it had potential, and I believe it showed most of that potential in this new movie. Besides, the exhausting time and the few things that they took out, and of course Amber Heard, I
Mhm.
would definitely give this a better score, and that would be an 8 out of 10.
I last gave it a 3 out of 10, but this is easily, well, I wouldn't say easily. I was struggling to give it this score, but I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 as well. It's just really good. It like overhauled everything that we complained about. That the length is still really long, but the character development is there. The respect, the color grading, the respect to cinematography, the respect to character backstory, and it's all there, dude. And the action was also a good plus. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Right, so overall, then our official channel score for this would definitely be an 8 out of
Yeah.
10.
All right, well, that's what we thought about Justice League. Now let us know what you thought. Was it too long? Did you enjoy it? Have you already seen it 3 times? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys later.